Good afternoon. This is Hope Roski with The Wedding Show. Well, have you ever thought about blending some amazing wines and food out in the vineyards of the valley? Well, if you are, then we have the people that you want to listen to coming up next. We have Evan and we have Lauren Curto. Welcome to the show. And they are with Evanelle Vineyards, which is great. They combined their name to make the vineyards. So you are located out in Madera, correct?
Yeah, we're in Madera. We're right off of Road 29 and Avenue 9 area. So fairly close to Fresno still, close to North Fresno, yeah.
Well, what's great is for those of us who know AppCal, you're only just a few miles down the road from there, correct?
Yeah, I mean, you go 99 north, get off on Avenue 7. We're only, 5, 6, 7 minutes from there, so very, very close.
Well, I find your story to be quite fascinating, just how this all played out. For you being from the San Jose area, and then Lauren, you're from the Chicago area, and now you have a beautiful vineyard and a wedding venue out in Madera. So tell us how that all kind of came about.
Yeah, so about 9 years ago, my grandfather left me the property in Madera.
Yes.
I was currently living in San Jose at the time, and he left me the property. So I found it as an opportunity. I came out to Madera, to the valley. Originally, I was going to do farming, but I quickly kind of learned that that wasn't for me. Prior to moving out there, I was in the music scene already, doing music festivals. I was part owner of a festival out there called Organic Fest. So I kind of had my feet wet in that type of industry already, so it kind of went hand in hand with the venue that we're doing now. So I moved out there, and I was there for a few years, and I wound up meeting Lauren shortly after that. And long story short, she moved from Chicago to Madera, and we kind of saw the potential in the property to turn it into the venue.
Because you weren't going to get up at Oh Dark 100 and start doing the whole farming.
Yeah, it just wasn't for me.
That just was not going to play out. But the fact that you had the background in music, and Lauren, you had a background in bartending. So it just kind of morphed itself into this wonderful possibility for you.
Absolutely.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it worked out really well with her bartending experience. We do have our liquor license now, so setting up the bar, knowing what to get, inventory, that kind of stuff. She already kind of knew a lot about that. And then me with getting permits and kind of dealing with the county and things like that. Those are kind of things I was familiar with as well.
Sure.
And we started as an outdoor venue. We had a packing shed there on the property that was old and run down. We cleared it out. We just put a small ad up on Craigslist for $500. And the phone started ringing off the hook. So we kind of knew we had something, and then we kind of shifted. We had an old cold storage, large warehouse building, which we now retrofitted and remodeled into Evanelle Vineyards now.
That's fabulous. So, Lauren, for you coming out from the big city to a place like Madera, and starting into this, what was that like for you?
Well, I feel like I'm kind of more of a free spirit, so it was pretty easy for me to transition. At first, it was a little bit different. I was away from my family and everything, but once I came over here, I just saw the potential in the property. I enjoyed being in California. The weather's so much better here.
Yeah, you don't have to shovel sunshine very much, do you?
No, it's always sunny here too, which is great. So it was easier for me.
Well, that's wonderful. So, how did you start? I mean, with your first wedding, which I think is kind of a neat romantic story. Tell us about the first wedding you had on your property.
Yeah, so the first wedding was actually our wedding.
There.
Yeah. And
See, they believe in their product, which is great.
It's true. And it was actually it was in 2020, mid-COVID. So actually construction and whatnot of the building was kind of delayed. So our original plan was to have it on the indoor portion of the venue that was supposed to be completed. But with COVID and everything, we decided to have it out on our grass area, which we have a very large grass area. And it worked out really great for a plan B. So yeah, that was technically the first wedding. And then I think our first indoor wedding after...
It was in April, I think, of 2021.
Yeah, so once construction and everything and permits and everything went through, that's kind of when we kicked off the inside of the venue.
I think that's wonderful because as much as I say, we talk about shoveling sunshine, it can rain. The weather can shift, and so it leaves an opportunity then for the bride and groom, if they're planning outdoors, they can easily transition in.
Yeah, and we've done that before many times too, where we see rain on the forecast, and so then we'll do an indoor ceremony and indoor reception as well.
So people, let's say they want to come out and they take a look. Do you have certain hours that you're open, or when can people take a tour?
Yeah, so we go, or you're...
We do tours by appointment only. So basically, if someone's interested, they would just reach out, email us. We do, we send them some information, we get a little information about them, and then we schedule them and get them on the schedule to come out for a tour.
Okay, so for example, you probably have a website. Can you tell the viewers what your website is and how, if they want to get in touch with you, how to do that?
Yeah, so it's evanellevineyards.com. So you can go there, you can click, Lauren's email is on there. There's also a book now type of questionnaire they can fill out.
Good.
And then we kind of go through an email process. We just ask a few questions, maybe, the obvious questions of what date they're interested in, guest count, things like that, kind of get to know them via email. And then after that, then we can get them on the calendar, schedule them for a tour. Usually it's either me or Lauren or our assistant Taylor doing the tours. And of course we do a full tour of the facility. And at the end, we'll write up a rough proposal. We show them a sticker price on everything. That we're very transparent with all the pricing.
Good.
We add all the fees, everything, so the bottom line numbers there. So it gives them, the bottom line. They can think about everything. So we make it as easy as possible and stress-free. That's kind of our motto. So.
That's wonderful. So let's take a look at some of the pictures, because then the viewers can take a look at what you have to offer, which I think, going through them before, I was quite impressed. So tell us about what we're seeing here.
So that would be an indoor reception that we had. They really wanted to do like a full hanging piece there. So we had a very talented florist come out and do that.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really cool wedding.
Yeah,
actually.
so we can do, a lot of custom stuff like this. Some people prefer something more simple. So kind of whatever they need, even if they send us some Pinterest photos, we can help them source things, and we work with a lot of great vendors to make those.
That's good to know, too, because I know you have sources there, but you also work collaboratively with various vendors in the Valley.
Yes.
And that, I think, for couples getting married is really important, knowing that, okay, you're open to bringing other people in if they would like to have that option.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at the next one, please.
Yeah, so this was actually mostly an outdoor. So this was a very large wedding that we did, and they had a giant structure outside with a beautiful dance floor. They had multiple bars out on our grass area. So this is our grass area. Behind them is a patio area we have. And they had a kind of an indoor-outdoor scenario that worked really well. This was a very beautiful, more custom wedding. So yeah, that was a great night.
So one of the things, as I'm looking at the pictures, we'll come back live here for just a moment. When the bride wants to get ready and the groom, where do they get ready? Do you have like various suites, or what do you offer?
So we do have a bridal suite on site. We don't have a groom's lounge right now, but we just recommend having the groom get ready off-site and then come over after.
I see.
I think that works good too, because then it kind of keeps them separate until the wedding.
Yes,
anyways.
Nobody can sneak in and take a look.
Yeah, but we do have a beautiful bridal suite, so they kind of have access to that starting early in the morning. We could do a mimosa bar in there. We could do charcuterie board and things like that. So it's a really good spot for them to get ready in.
So speaking of people, how many people does your venue hold?
So we could do about up to 300 guests seated inside the venue. That's including with the dance floor. So it's a big area, and we do have the AC and heat in there as well. So no matter the weather outside, if it is a hotter, valley day, we have plenty of AC to keep that many people cool in there as well.
That's terrific. Let's take a look at a few more of the pictures.
Yeah, so this is our full bar. So we do have our full liquor license, so we can do beer, wine, and cocktails, which is really nice. So we have a full bar there. We can have several bartenders at that bar, and our clients can do an open bar through us. They can do a cash bar. There's a lot of different flexibility when it comes to the bar. So.
Okay, wonderful. Let's take a look at the next.
Yeah, so this is our grass area. So this is typically where people will have their ceremony and get married out here with the vineyard as kind of the backdrop. There is always a really good look. And usually after this, they can transition to the patio for a cocktail hour and then make their way inside for reception and dinner. So it's a pretty good flow of things. Everything's kind of connected.
This is great. It's like this feel of Napa right out there in Madera,
Yeah,
which is wonderful.
we wanted to do something-
It's very upscale, and
Thank you.
I love it. I think it's great.
Thank you.
Okay, the next one, please.
Yeah, this is another indoor reception. So these are farm tables we actually have as well. So this is kind of an upgrade table they can do. This was kind of more of almost like a cafeteria style where they're all connected, but it's a really beautiful look. And this is just a good look of our inside of our venue. We kind of wanted to go for more of a modern warehouse vibe, something a little different for the Valley.
I like how you have the rafters up there, because I think that if you want to get very artsy with it,
Yeah.
especially with the flowers, and like you said, like a certain overhang, that flows down, just really gives a lot of great opportunities
Absolutely.
for couples.
Thank you.
Sure. And then we have another.
Yeah, this is just another photo of a ceremony. This is the arch there was our hexagon arch. So we have several arches that we rent out as well, different options. So this is just another photo kind of showcasing the ceremony grass area as well.
Beautiful. Well, I'm highly impressed. I had no idea that, I've heard of other wineries in the Valley, but to have a venue like this where people can get married, that is upscale, that gives you a sense that you are really not in the Valley, like you're maybe out in Napa or
Yeah.
something. It's a different vibe. It's
Yeah.
a different feel.
Thank you.
And I really think you have a true treasure in your backyard.
I appreciate
You will
that.
know that is the honest truth. So you are on Facebook, correct, and Instagram.
Yeah, so pretty much all our socials is at Evanelle Vineyards. So Instagram, we have a lot of good content on there from past weddings and things like that. We're also on Facebook and TikTok and stuff like that.
Okay,
as
so live bands. Speaking, I know you were in the music industry.
Yes.
So just real quick, noise ordinances. What do you have going there? Can people party until midnight, or do you have to stop at 10?
well. Yeah, so we allow our guests to go till midnight. So they get the venue all day from 8 a.m. until midnight. So we kind of get the whole day blocked off. And as far as noise ordinances, we have a lot of flexibility out there. We're actually hosting our own concerts. We're having one this Saturday, actually, called Boots and Booze.
Okay, hear that, y'all?
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who are not getting married, you can still head out there, and I'm sure you do other events besides weddings too. So,
Yes.
hey, get your boots on, and if you want a little bit of vibrations out there, libations, this is where you want to be coming on Saturday, right?
Absolutely.
It gives you a great way to get a tour without having to schedule. You can have some fun
Yeah,
at it too.
there you go.
Okay, well, I thank you so much, Evan and Lauren, for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. And viewers, again, if you're looking for that special place to get married, take a look at Evanelle Vineyards. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. This is Hope Roski with The Wedding Show, and we'll be right back with you.